As Eve Henson, soon to be Ryland, October 14th, getting married to the most amazing person in the world. And whatever the fuck it looks like, I don't even know. Yeah, I gotta fix that. Take it off. Ooh, it's sparkly though. That sparkle stayed on. Oh, okay. So let's talk neurodiverse fashion. That's my dream. I have a whole line of neurodiverse fashion that takes into consideration its market is too autistic. Two things were really important to me when I was growing up. Two great loves. Great loves. One, letters. First thing I fell in love with when I was growing up were letters. The alphabet. I liked letters on my fashion. I liked it on my jewelry. And my full name is Genevieve, so I always had a little G, you know? My favorite dress when I was little, goodness, I'm just gotta be a picture of it somewhere, but it has letters on it. I just remember feeling so... That day, oh my gosh, my dress was amazing, right? So my two loves, letters, fashion, and one of the things I was just speaking about with Bill was, we were talking about Vanna White, and how they were talking about she never wore the same dress twice, which is amazing, imagine that. I said, you know, when I was a child, I absolutely loved her because she got to wear the amazing dresses, the amazing everything, and she got to touch letters all day and help people figure out words. I mean, my gosh, my two loves all in one. Oh, all in one. I'm very hard of hearing, and as a child I was extremely hard of hearing, so I did not watch a lot of TV, but Vanna, I was like, right there, it was fun, right? And I love my makeup. Of course, this is not it. This is morning hair, morning face. I just don't fucking care yet. So later we'll come back with, oh, who knows. I like my ways. I like my routines. I like adding new things, yes. Oh, here comes the dog. This is not even for you. Who stole my sock? This is not for you to play with, Nina. This is Mama's sock. I'm putting it away. You don't play with my socks. That's a tragedy, huh, Kelly? Oh, you're pushing me all over the room. You're pushing me all over the room. I can't. I can't. You're kidding me. I was a teenager in the 80s. And the only thing bigger than the 80s was my hair. I just loved fashion that much. I would spend hours in the library after school and go through everything. All the books with the plates as illustrations. And so when I was in the library, I seriously would belly down on the floor and just read those books for hours. I would trace things on paper, right? I didn't just grow up in the 80s. I think I tried to invent them. I took fashion design class in high school. So good. I wanted to go into fashion, but I did not. I went online. I had a different style than what was expected from me, I believe. Ooh, I was a thrift store queen. I loved it. I'd go get my blazers. I'd go get funky shoes. Oh, and my Doc Martens, my one name brand. I was like, totally. You cannot fuck with my Doc Martens. You cannot fuck with my brand loyalty. There are things I am loyal to for life. So if that loyalty is broken, it's a real fucking heartache. Yes, so makeup was always important to me. I always played and had fun with it. I read books to learn how. I didn't have women around me that were using it in the manners that I did. So as a teenager, I expressed myself with big hair. The poof was always there. She just, you know, hadn't quite evolved to this quite yet. But and I didn't understand then or at the time about being androgynous. And so I did deal with a lot of like, why don't you ever show your cleavage? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? Well, that's not how I like to do. I like to feel pretty and wonderful and all that too, but that's not how it works for me, and that was not understood, so I just had my own way. Definitely need more coffee. Be right back. Adaptive technology. And medication. Also the thing with neurodiverse fashion, for me, I use my fashion to use it as adaptive technology for my sensory integration issues. I'm incredibly sensitive, and I have severe sensory issues that keeps me housebound most of the time. And it requires an incredible balance and planning on my outings. And it's still a crapshoot. We still play it and go with it. But my inspiration from makeup when I was young really came from folks like Boy George and David Bowie and Madonna. Oh, Cyndi Lauper. Huge in my world. And that Grace Jones, she was so fierce, you know, and amazingly like a queen or a goddess. And Annie Lennox. So these folks, you know, for me were big fashion influencers and spoke to me with color. Their language was beautiful in color on their makeup. So once I turned 18, my hair went bright, oh yes. I turned 18, I think in 90, but the first color was hot pink. His hair color trend was not appreciated when I came home in any manner. Oh hell no, my dad was pissed off. It allows me to color my hair and I come back with some hot pink, just fuchsia, magenta, who knows, it was something. Torrids. It was this torrid line. Oh, they had the best colors back in the day. I don't think they exist anymore. But yeah, we had torrids and manic panic and bleach. I mean, you know, the wet and wild. Cause bitch, I be broke. Bitch, I still be broke. But wet and wild is fucking amazing compared to back in the day. So still walking. It's an interesting day out there. This weed commercial brought to you by Nina in the backyard. Then. Did you get it out of your system? So we'll talk about this right now. Adaptive technology. Number 1, banana fashion statement. Actually, I love the effect of these. They are noise canceling headphones, and they were in a price range that I could totally save up to get, which was $60. I think they listed it at $59.99. They are Wi-Fi. Super helpful. It has an option for noise canceling, so you don't have to use it with anything else, like I'm right now. So I could hear like someone speaking to me, but it's cutting out all the background sounds and reducing that information static that just kills my sensory processing and blows up the sensory chip, and if we're not careful, seizures will I give a great song and dance, though. Give it my all when those things happen. Ooh. These are not the fashion statement I want to make, but I'm out and I'm looking good and whatever. But they work really well. And I tried them on my son to see how he tried out, and we had such a great, fabulous experience because we went to a big event that had, they were playing swing music, and it was so much fun, but the noise and the crosstalk and the unexpected sounds are really difficult to process and really tiring. But with these, he was able to enjoy the experience. He looked at everything, and he just, the comfort of his anxiety, I could just see his anxiety was way down, and he was actually enjoying a lot of the things and showing each other our dance moves and what we named them. we just had such a good time. It was just nice to be able to do that. Pretty good at, I'm lasting about an hour to an hour or two now out in the big world, so that's taken a lot of work to expand and get to this level and some trial and error, but I do not like wearing these out. I feel it's just not my fashion statement at home. But what I'm hoping to do is discover maybe something like hearing aids that can do this sound, but down in our ear, so it's not noticeable, and we can manage it with an app on our phone or something, you know. That would be much better option and far more integratable into daily life, and you know, less otherness obviously showing all the time, and just be great. Yeah, it would be a really big benefit. I know I could get around a lot more that way, and that sensory load, but right now we need people to take their demographic market of autistics and actually market to us. We need help with adaptive technology in fashion. We need help with finding makeup that's sensitive and also takes into the equation our demographic and our trends too, and actually markets to that. And one, we talked about these dipshittery looking things that do truly help, but just aren't the fashion statement I'm wanting to make. Different brands with like cat ears and stuff, and that might be a great fit for some people's personal style. It's just not for me, and so I want to try something and look into something that maybe is more like a hearing aid style. Go inside and work with the rest of my fashion. Yeah, would be like neurodiverse fashion right there, you know. And you know, like Urban Decay is one of my favorite because they're like wah, wah, you know, but I can't shop there or NYX because of their support of Autism Speaks and money raising with their sister company Kills. So what I got is what I got left. So I'm seeking new areas for that. So also in makeup, you know, we need things like, how does it feel? How strong is that scent? Is it no scent? What is the texture like? What does it feel like when it's drying? What else you got in glam and glitter and glitz? And then, you know, the other trend is very natural for a lot of autistics and autistic women. But they still have favorite products, you know, in their hair, and we all have to take into consideration some of the main things too for sensory load. So, you know, they say there's 70 million of us worldwide. That's one hell of a fucking market when you think about it and you get past the impending autistic apocalypse and actually look at it like, you know, we're people. An autistic woman, we exist, we're real, we want to be seen, so give us some makeup, market to us, not neurotypical moms of autistics and call it autism marketing. It's offensive, alienating as fuck, and it makes me feel very invisible. I'm here, and you're using autism to market a product, but it's not marketed to me, the person you're trying to help. And worse and more insulting yet is you're taking the money and giving it to a company, an organization that the actually autistic community protests against. We are not in support of this, and every dollar we spend that might go to this organization is a dollar that we spend towards our own extinction based on their past practices. That's offensive as fuck. But, you know, you're going to throw out puzzle pieces and blue shirts and coordinate all these things to look so cute out there. You're using autism marketing, and you're marketing to neurotypicals with it, completely ignoring the fact that I'm sitting here and I'm in your store, that I exist. I'm I'm sorry. When I'm in your makeup aisle, don't come talk to me about fucking suffering. My suffering is none of your goddamn business. My suffering is none of your business. And if I'm suffering or not, I'm there to look at makeup. And you know what makeup does? For me and a lot of women, makes us feel better. So fucking get on with that part. That would be like neurodiverse fashion right there, you know, and adaptive technology. But for the actual fashion, well, that would be for fashion. And I can't wear the squishy things. They irritate my sensory lobe too much, so